So it's my birthday, and I wanted to celebrate by one of the ways I want to celebrate is by making this video, which seems weird, but it just kept coming to me that I need to actually celebrate my birthday more. And I think you should do the same. Celebrate you, celebrate your birth, celebrate the fact that we are in midlife. We are in midlife. And what that means is that we are here, we are alive, we have made it through hard times. And honestly, the alternative of not aging is death. So I don't know about you, but I'm super stoked to have this time in my life where I still feel healthy. I can do more things to be healthy. I give less F's about things, and I have more freedom. I make different choices. I do things more that nurture and support my being. We have all spent so much time focusing on others that we get to become first focused on ourselves, which in turn, by the way, when we are feeling amazing, feeling great, that serves so many more people than just all of our energy going out, 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 out. This is my 59th birthday. It is my last year in my 50s, which is so freaking hard to believe. My daughter's like, nope, yeah, that checks, mom. I'm like, no, how does that check? It feels like it went so fast. But as my spiritual teacher would say, make hay while the sun still shines. So I want to make this season of my life and the rest of my seasons the absolute best that I possibly can. So when thinking about this video and if I should create it, as I really don't want to be self-serving, I wanted to share what I'm feeling and experiencing as I enter my final year of my 50s. Even just that again seems hard to believe, and saying out loud, the more I say it, I guess the more real it becomes, but it doesn't even matter. That's just a number, right? That's just a chronological number. We can't change that. That is what it is. But there are so many things we can actually change. So I wanted to kind of, as if I was interviewing myself, I was thinking about what are the questions that I would ask somebody else, or what are the questions I don't know, you may want to know. I don't know. And I thought I would share and reflect to see if you can relate, because I want to hear your story. I want to know about you. I want to know, all the joys, all the wins, all the triumphs, because we've had so many. So we focus on the things that went wrong rather than the fact that we are here. We got through. We know we can get through. We have triumphed. And so we can take that triumph energy and just put it into what we want now. So one question might be, what are the reflection? I want to reflect on any experiences or lessons learned throughout my life. So in my life, there was especially a period of time in my 30s where I definitely experienced a lot of loss. Within a 10-year period of time, I lost my brother, my mother, my father. They were 2 weeks from each other. All of my grandparents. It was just like the craziest 10 years. So that was a lot to process. And, I was a single mom, and I was starting my master's degree in Chinese medicine. I had just bought my own house. Like, it was a very small house, but I just bought a house of my own. So it was a lot. Like, it was a lot. And I remember people were saying, like, how are you doing it? And I was just like, I don't know. I'm just doing it, right? That's, I think, what women are made of. Like, they just freaking do it, right? So there was a lot of loss, a lot of change. I've moved a lot. And look, I could go down the rabbit hole of why I've traveled so much, why I've moved so much. What does that all mean? What does that all say about me? But when I look back Like, why can't I settle down? Like, I don't know. But I mean, I could probably, just in this conversation, have so many different, trail offs. And so I'll try to stay focused. So some of the highlights, pivotal moments was that loss. But again, it allowed me to learn how to grieve, how to process. Each one was a little different experience. How to use natural medicine like Chinese medicine to process that, how to, lean into friendships, how to just trust the grief and experience the grief. Because I'll tell you why. When my parents died, they literally died 2 months, 2 weeks from each other. Long story, they weren't married. They didn't really have any connection, but that was just the reality. And it was also the month before I was starting grad school. And so I remember like having a little bit of a breakdown in school. And I thought to myself, I don't have time for that. So stupid. So stupid, you guys, because it led to so many health concerns. Again, I could go down all these different paths and dig into it, but I didn't cry for like 4 years after that. Not even lying. Maybe a little bit, but it all built up. But then once I kind of started, the waterworks came, and then all the processing happened, and I started learning how to process and grieve differently, and just trust the grieving process and move through. So there were definitely a lot of challenges along the way. I remember knowing that if nothing, I knew I was going to complete my education. It was extremely important to me, but I I knew I had to finish what I started, right? So I remember that once I made that ruling decision, I'll never forget when it came up, like, how are you going to complete? Like, how are you, when things get tough, how are you going to, because Chinese medicine school is very rigorous and very time consuming and intense. And, like I said, I'm working part-time, I'm a single mom. And so I don't know what it was, you guys, but I just made a ruling decision in that moment that said, no matter what, I am going to complete, I am committed to this. So when I graduated, it was really, I mean, I was in my 30s, right? So, I mean, I had no idea I was ever going to achieve something like that. So it was really powerful, really meaningful. So that was like a really powerful time in my life. That was definitely a pivotal moment, changed the trajectory of my life, my business, and how I did business and what I did for business. And so being committed is really a huge part of how you overcome things, being committed to the process, whether it's a grieving process, whether it's nutrition, whether it's weight loss, whether it's exercise, whether it is a new project, a new business, whatever it is. I knew that commitment was going to be a pivotal piece of it. Doesn't mean it's perfect, doesn't mean you don't hit road bumps, but like when you have that mindset, that belief that you are going to complete no matter what, you do it, you figure it out, you open yourself up to ways to make it happen. So, I mean, there's so many stages in our life, right? Having my kid, right? That was another obviously pivotal, proud moment of my life, watching her graduate from high school, graduate from college, get her PhD. I mean, hello, whew, that's like proud mama moments all over the place. Are there ups and downs? Were there ups and downs in our relationship? Yes, of course. Mother-daughter relationships. Whoa, okay, right? So I have so much to be grateful for, really, and at some point too, taking my business to the next level and being able to shift my business into more teaching mode and really focusing on helping others in a larger way rather than just one-on-one, and still being able to use my Chinese medicine. As you can see from this page, everything I do is steeped in Chinese medicine because that's the way my mind thinks. And because its philosophies is that there's not one size fits all. So what's right for me is not necessarily right for you. You have to honor your own path. I have so much gratitude for the lessons and for the hardships and the triumphs and the relationships lost and gained, right? And even the ones that I lost and I grieved, whether it's to death or just like a parting of ways, because we grow. They have all the relationships have enriched my life in some way. So I feel like 59 is an opportunity to celebrate different accomplishments and milestones, but to also really to really cultivate the gratitude. I want you to think about all your triumphs and journeys and relationships and things that you've overcome, and not focus on the thing that you had to overcome, but the fact that you overcame it, right? Like you are here, you overcame it. And I mean, that's really so powerful. And then again, relationships that have been lost, but also gave you something, nurtured or enhanced your life somehow in that point, even if it was a bad relationship, right? What did that teach you about yourself? Focus on that. So that's what I want to do. I want to focus on the things that enhanced my life. How did I grow from those experiences? How did I shift my mindset? How did I shift what was acceptable to me anymore? How did I learn from those mistakes, right? And so now I want to embrace this age with grace and confidence and fun and sass and adventure. Loved, I love traveling. If you know me at all, I've been pretty nomadic for the past, since basically 2020. I've lived in several different places, sometimes for 6 months, sometimes for seven, 3, 2, 1. I mean, and I've done a million road trips. I've lived abroad. And now I'm kind of settled. I've been in one place for about 6 months in Bellingham, Washington, which is fairly close to my daughter in Vancouver, BC. And so I'm getting used to kind of getting a little rooted, getting a little grounded, having to reach out and create new community. And I just feel so blessed about the lessons. I feel so blessed that I've had that ability, that's like, to travel. Do I get a little antsy and itchy? Yes. But then I also, my daughter showed up at my door and surprised me over the weekend. And to me, it's like, oh, yeah, this is the time that I get to also nurture that relationship more, be closer to her as she is, coming into her own. She is into her own. She's got an incredible life and a new partner who is just fabulous, and I adore him. And so I just think there's so much opportunity to be grateful, but there's also so much life left to live, right? There's so much life that we all have left. And so my intention is to feed our bodies, feed our souls, feed our relationships, our connections, do all the things physically, mentally, emotionally to make this the best season of our lives yet. Right. So I want to hear from you. How have you embraced your life, your age? What are the triumphs that you have overcome in your life? And what is your plan for the future? I would love to hear like how you're setting intentions for your near future and the next this upcoming season of your life. Again, I'm celebrating my final year in my 50s. One of the intentions I'm setting is that next year for my 60th is I want to walk the Camino Santiago. I haven't decided where or how long, but that is something I want to do next year. This way it gives me my travel fix, my European travel fix, and it also gives me a goal, a physical fitness goal to get ready. So I moved to the Pacific Northwest, so I don't go outside. When I was in Portugal and Sri Lanka and Southern California, I walked a lot, and often there were hills around, and so I just walked a lot. And here in the Pacific Northwest, yeah, can I go outside and walk? Yes, but do I want to? No. So I bought a Peloton. So I'm cycling 3 times a week, and I'm doing some physical exercise, some weights, upper body weights, a couple of times a week, some stretching yoga, and try to get walking in about once a week. So here's the thing, you guys, like I'm getting this back into my morning routine. I love my morning routine. We can have a whole conversation about that. And so right now, all of those things I'm doing every day, at least 6 days a week, 20 minutes. I'm doing 20 minutes. Will it get longer? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I know that I have a goal. So yeah, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to do more longer walks when the weather gets nice and more hiking. And I'm excited about that. So I'll just integrate that into my life. So I want to hear about your aspirations, your goals. What do you want to do more of in your midlife? And how can I best support you through that? I'm super excited. I want to hear from you. I can't believe it's going to be my birthday, February 16th. So my final year in my 50s. I'm excited. I was a little, not going to lie, a little freaked out, but I want to hear from you. But now I'm kind of excited as I'm talking about this, and I look forward to it. I look forward to the day I hit 60, which is hard to believe, but I am, because I want to spend this year living life to the fullest, but also getting myself into a physical state, a mental state, emotional state that is, and creating new connections and relationships over this next year that will be new lifelong friendships and connections and who knows what else. So I really want to hear from you. What do you want to create in this season? What are your dreams? What are your desires? And I want you to stay curious and open-minded and adventurous as you approach this next chapter of your life. Hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoy all the content I have. We're in the middle of doing a 5-element series of midlife, 5 elements of Chinese medicine and how they relate to your life right now, and more to come. I would love to hear from you. What do you want more of? All right, take care.